Hello beautiful people, today we'll be creating our own custom molded leather mask. So you can take it to your next party and impress your friends, or create your own content and still be anonymous just like me. For this project you will need lots of paper, a pen, 3 to 5 millimeter thick leather, some water in a plate, a cutter, acrylic paint for leather, a brush, an elastic band and zip ties. Although this project seems super daunting, it's really easy to work with leather, so just don't be afraid, have fun and experiment. To create your own custom design, it's really simple. You just need to start with a template like this, in which you locate your eyes. You can take a look into this one. In this case I have the center of my face and then 0.5 inches to the inner side of the eye, then 1.5 inches for the eye length and 1 inch to the side of the mask. For the height, I also have 1 inch. So once you have your template, grab a piece of paper, fold it so that you can get the center line of your face. Put it on top of your template and align it to the center. You might not be able to see this on the video, but once you've done that, just mark the location of your eye. And from here you can create your own design. So for example, I'm going to do something like that. And maybe here the eye is too low, so yeah, I might just modify it a bit. And then for the eye, I want to do something really feminine, so probably I'll do something like that. Once you have that, just fold the paper again and then cut the pattern out. For the eye, it's a bit easier to use an x-acto knife, so I recommend that you do it like so. And once you have that, just try it out. You can make kind of like a triangle shape here so that it fits your nose a bit better. And you could also add another fold here so that it fits your face also better. Just play around and check it out on the mirror. So this is the template that I used as a starter. As you can see, it's quite small. From there I saw that the eyes weren't matching that well and it was looking kind of small and funny, so I made this one. This one is a bit larger. From there my wife said that she wanted something like that. And then we said, okay, let's do some 3D stuff here with some leather bending. So we modified it to have something like so, in a way that when we cut it out, we could just like bend these pieces on top and create something like that. We tried some other designs, but this looked kind of funny, so we didn't go that way. Once you're happy with it, grab your piece of leather. I recommend to have around a 3 or 4 millimeter thick leather, because it's really easy to work with it and it won't be too thin once it dries out. Put some tape so that it does not move when you are drawing the pattern on the leather. Since I'm painting it black, I'm just going to grab a pen and mark it like that. Don't forget the eyes, a lot of people forget that. And although this design is really simple, if you do a more complex one, just mark the parts that you're going to be removing. As you can see, the last part is to remove the tape and then just mark whatever we're missing. And once you have that, it's time to cut it out. An x-acto knife will do the job pretty well. Just don't try to cut it out on the first pass. It might take about 2 or 3 passes to completely remove the mask from the leather. Another tip is to try and cut with the x-acto knife at 90 degrees so that it's more uniform. Try to make long continuous cuts. That will give a bit of a better finish and you will need to sand later on the imperfections. Once you're done, you can sand the bits that are not that great. In my case, I used grit 120. Once you're done, let's start with a wet molding. The next step is to put some water on the mask so that way we can mold it. I have already a platter here with some water and now we're going to soak it in. You don't require to soak it for a long time, just a few seconds until everything is wet. Try to remove the excess water from it. And now, using a wooden spoon or something, we're going to go through the edges so that we can smooth them out. As you can see, it adds a chamfer to it, which makes it look quite nice. Now we're going to do some detailing, and I'm going to use some keys. In order to do that, you could add some pencil or something like that to mark where you're going. I'm just going to do it by eye. Now I'm going to mark it a bit further in. And now I'm going to add some other lines. I'm done with the details. Now I'm going to mold it a bit with my hand so that it looks nicer. There you go. Now I'm going to start overlapping these ones, which gives a bit of the final design that I want. And now we're ready to apply this onto the face. Now we're going to mold it, so we're going to start pressing against the face. Be careful with the eyes. And apply a lot of pressure here on the nose so that it molds accordingly. Here it's the most difficult part because it kind of bends on 3 different directions. So spend a good amount of time molding that part. Once you're done molding it, it's time for it to dry. I recommend that you keep it on the face for at least 20-30 minutes so that it dries a bit better. And for example, on this side, we also need to put everything on place. Maybe I'll need to add some tape or something to keep it there. Now that it is completely dry, you need to drill the holes where you're going to put your elastic band. I really suggest that you put these holes at around eye level. And I suggest that you have at least 1/4 inch or about 6 millimeters to the side, so your mask doesn't rip apart. Once the holes are in place, it's time to paint it. In this case, I'm going to use black. There's special paints for leather. I really recommend you to get one of those. And I'll just use a brush to do the work. Don't forget to paint all of the edges because that will give it a nicer look. Once you're done, just let it dry.
Many tic-tacs later.
Now that everything is dry, it's time to add our strap. In this case, it's a 6 millimeter strap. So just fold it a bit and insert it through the hole. Grab it like that and just add a zip tie. I would recommend that you orient the zip tie like so, and then just pull it really tight. Once it's really tight, just remove the excess of it. And if the band is also sticking a lot, you can also remove some part of it. Now insert the other side and try it on in order to know how long your band should be. Once you have the appropriate length, add your zip tie and tighten again. Cut the excess, trim the zip tie, and you're done. As easy as that. Well, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. If you have any questions, tips or suggestions, leave them below. And as always, keep on spanking.